Hello and welcome to the spring, except it's not spring here in Minnesota, 2023 Aquarium Update. In this episode, we give updates on all the spawning fish and look at some of the unique and interesting characteristics of Leporinus headstanders. So many characteristics, I don't know where to start.
When you don't know where to start, go back to the beginning.
You know you've been living in Minnesota for a while when you think that the snow in your fish room looks pretty. And the snow did not stop there. It's one of those mornings you wake up and there's been so much snow that my ventilation system is like almost choked off here. So we might have to dig that out so that we can keep air flowing in the fish room.
Sálvanos a todos.
It's hard to see, but the snow is actually blowing into the fish room. So there you have it, Minnesota, one of the few places you can have snow on the inside of your fish room. I tell you, one of the worst things for a fish keeper is the time change. We just sprung forward, and if you're in a state or a place where the time changes, you gotta reset all your timers. Let's head over to the 65-gallon aquarium and see how those spawning albino Corydoras are doing. These guys spawn multiple times a week, always in the morning. The females are larger than the males, and they're fun to watch. Albino clutch. Albino catfish. See the eggs there? Anyway, it's like a catfish factory in here. It's great. Good fun. So you can see we have lots of Corydoras eggs here. And I'm going to try and show you this here. But you can use a razor blade and they kind of stick. See how I got a few on the blade here? Then I just take them down here. Fix them to the glass here. So in the end, they've laid a clutch of eggs here, big old clutch up here, and also down here we removed some of them already, and they laid over the spots that we picked their eggs. So we are setting up this 20-gallon high as a grow-out tank for the bigger juvenile albino Corydoras. I'm going to clean that sand and put it in the new tank, and I'm going to set up the sponge filter in the discus tank to get it cycled with beneficial bacteria for a while. You can see the size of these guys. They're getting pretty big. So I want to move them into their own tank because I'm still putting eggs in here, and there are newly hatched babies in here, and I'm just afraid that they're going to eat the babies.
It kind of looks like a baby. Come here, I'm gonna eat you!
Alright, and so we'll give this guy a chance to establish itself in this tank, and we'll move it down here. Oh my god, look at these cardinals. Oh, cardinals. Wait. Yeah, with the blue light and the cardinals. Speaking of the 150-gallon discus tank, let's check out the latest news. Since we added this large piece of Malaysian driftwood, my 4-year-old male ancistrus and almost 3-year-old female started to spawn. So now I can see a bunch of the baby bristlenose plecos are hanging out up here. There's one right there. Check out the little baby ancistrus on top of the spray bar. There is the cave in which the pleco stuff happens. Unbeknownst to me, of course. They didn't even tell me, guys. Well, let's see who else is spawning in that fish tank. You can see in the back there, the flag cichlids are laying eggs. Check that out, flag cichlid eggs. Crazy. We'll see if they have any babies.
It's a baby!
This is my flagtail Procolotus. He's waiting for me to feed him. Yeah, he's a good boy. Yeah. Flagtail Procolotus filters the flake food off the surface. So the flying foxes are excited. They know it's feeding time. Anyway, yes, this is the discus tank. This is the relaxing tank. The discus are pretty chill. Then there's the clown bushes. Funny, can be chill, cannot be chill too.
¿Te gustan mis pecas?
We'll see if these two ever spawn. God, I hope the samurai discus. I might put a cone in here. They look pretty happy right now. Let's see what happens. Beautiful colors. I recently found some old footage of my first 38-gallon fish tank, which I picked up from Uwe Jagilla at Horizon Imports back in the day when I worked for them in Milwaukee. Let's check out some footage. Also present is the first 10-gallon fish tank that I ever had.
Tank. Fortunately, ladies and gentlemen, the battery is about done.
And there's the other one.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
See you later, alligator. Look at those fish.
Just like me, my dad can't help himself and has to keep filming the fish.
We're going to focus in just for the last shot. Oh, that guy's out of focus. There's some. I got him. I got him.
Dad, help me.
Where's that Placostomus?
He should be right now. You can't see him. He's
On point. There's an angel. We're looking. Oh, there's a swordtail. Okay, we'll stop at this point.
And now we'll take a quick pause for some current events. The UN Environmental Program recently met and gave recommendations to the world and its leaders on how to help combat climate change, which includes all the places where our wild fish come from.
Actions in this decade are critical for securing a sustainable future for all.
We'll see what people and world leaders do. All right, and with that, let's get an update on the 210-gallon Leperinus medium-sized headstander tank. Oh man, the 210-gallon Leperinus headstander tank is doing well. We got our big L330 watermelon pleco hanging out here. We call him Jeffrey. He's the boss of the tank. Got a 3-spot Leperinus right there. That's that big guy. And all of the Leperinus species. And one of my missions is to hopefully get people to think about keeping Leperinus and medium-sized headstanders. This is a great book. If you're interested in Leperinus and headstanders, do check out Drees Caracoids of the World. Now, I'm not an expert, and certainly things have changed since 1977, but I still think it serves a good purpose. Leperinus is one of the largest genuses of caracoid fishes, and one of the least known. Many of the Leperinus species can be differentiated based on their intricate mouth and tooth structure. And there's 4 subgroups just based on the teeth and mouth alone. Their taxonomic characteristics are not always precisely known. But Leperinus can be split into species with a transverse pattern, spotted, or a horizontal or longitudinal pattern, and also a plain species without any pattern. Like these guys, the massive Ridiotus. Or these guys. Here's a 3-spot Leperinus, kind of like the type that I have, but its spots are completely different. For the Phytorhizae species, these are all of the characteristics specific to them. Interesting. And here are just the color patterns of 3 kind of more common Leperinus that you might find in a store. Leperinus granti and the dot-dash Leperinus, or Leperinus stermarki. And next, one of my favorite groups are the medium-sized headstanders. They're kind of like Leperinus, but they have this upturned mouth, and they stand on their head, as the name implies. This is one of my favorites. I don't have one yet. It's now called Synaptolaemus latofasciatus. And I do have these guys. At the time, they were called Anastomus trimaculatus. Now they're Pseudonos trimaculatus. We'll show you a few more species in the 210. Right here we got our Pseudonos winterbottomy. It's that guy with a horizontal stripe there. Interestingly, depending upon their mood, their body can appear as a light tan or olive color, or very dark. Those guys are getting to be about 4 or 5 inches now. There's another big one right there. One of the coolest things about Pseudonos winterbottomy is it looks like they have a horizontal line, but it's in fact just a series of dots that looks like a horizontal line. We have the 3-spot headstanders over here. Confusingly, they can have 1, 2, or 3 spots. Leperinus sextriatus, a smaller Leperinus, but does just fine with the big boys in here. We often see the Leperinus sextriatus hanging out with the Chernetzi headstanders, another cool anastomid. You can see, look kind of similar there. And we got our Abramite headstanders. And there's Jeffrey. He's a good boy. Amazing guy. He says, I'm out of here. And now an update on how our pothos plant is doing. Our pothos plant is headed out the window into the snow there, but we're hoping that it will make a nice 90-degree turn and head back to the light over here is our goal. And so to do that, we've added a second light over here. It's aimed directly at that leaf there, and our hope is that leaf will wrap around and start to grow towards the light here. Put in some of those branches. See down here, we still have the do-it-yourself pothos plant container, which is made out of a plastic plant pot and a coat hanger, and it keeps the roots in place. Alright, let's head up and check out the 29-gallon pencil fish tank. Well, here's the 29-gallon pencil fish tank, and I have to admit that I really haven't been doing much to this tank. I'm kind of letting it go wild right now, focusing my attention elsewhere. But there you can see we have a nice collection of Equus pencil fish, one-line pencil fish, Red Beckford's pencil fish, got some gold tetras, we've got our calico pleco. Hey, buddy. Another pleco coming out over here. See him over there? Love pencil fish. They're like on an angle opposite of headstanders. Head's pointed up. Riding on a horse. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time.